Speaking of threats, Congressman Matt Gaetz, who continues to be at risk of being charged for a number of different things, including possibly trafficking a minor, sex trafficking a minor. He gave a very strange speech on the floor of the House on Wednesday where he said he thinks someone may be trying to kill him. And let's take a listen to what he had to say.
I'd like to yield the first 2 minutes to my colleague from Florida, Representative Gaetz.
Without objection.
I thank the gentleman for yielding because I think someone may be trying to kill me. And if they are successful, I would like my constituents and my family to know who stopped their arrest.
Wow.
Madam Speaker, on October 8th, 2021, a Twitter handle styled CIA Bob is at your door tweeted to @Rep Matt Gaetz. Looky here, pal. I lived in Portland. Portland has ordered a hit on you. I accepted the contract. Have a good day. Following this tweet, this individual traveled to Washington, D.C., and the Capitol Police recommended his arrest. That's information that was just shared with me by the Investigations and Threat Assessment section of the Protective Services Bureau, and specifically George DeCesso. And George shared with me that the Capitol Police recommended the arrest of this individual and that the Department of Justice refused to do so, declined to do so. And on the eve of the Attorney General testifying before the Judiciary Committee tomorrow, it is just yet another example of the Department of Justice having a double standard.
So we don't know how much of this is true. If someone threatened him on Twitter and then flew across, presuming it's Portland, Oregon, flew across the country to Washington, D.C., that individual should be arrested. If the individual wasn't arrested and everything else is true, we should know why. If the Department of Justice said don't arrest, we should know why. But imagine if the floor of the House was taken over by members announcing every threat that they get on Twitter. There's so many questions here, including whether Gaetz is even telling the truth about this. But in all seriousness, often death threats are not something you want to announce publicly because it encourages way more of them. I told this story once, long after it took place, of someone who had been sending me threats, and I didn't mention anything about it at the time for years. I ultimately learned that the FBI went to the house of this individual, and it was someone living very rurally. The way it was described by the FBI, it was an extremely, man, I don't want to be insulting, but the FBI said, this is someone without the resources or volition to carry out the threats. And imagine if all along I had been announcing the fact that this threat was going on, and it ended up being a particular threat of no consequence or significance at all. But all the time people are hearing about it, and it's encouraging copycats, and it's encouraging more threats and that type of thing. I just don't know, other than grandstanding and other than trying to make some statement of political bias that the Department of Justice only wants to protect Democrats from death threats and not Republicans or something like that. I don't even know why this is being discussed on the floor of the House. And of course, in the meantime, understand that Matt Gaetz is under investigation by federal authorities for sex crimes. That's really what the focus should be. And I read one comment that said he's just already trying to argue that federal authorities have a bias against him to, if he is indeed charged by those same departments, if the DOJ ultimately charges him, he can come in and maybe try to use as a defense. Listen, these people have it out for me. When we reported a death threat and that, Capitol Police said the person should be arrested, they didn't even do it. I don't know if Matt Gaetz has that amount of foresight. Maybe it's his lawyers. I don't know. It's certainly plausible, but not something we actually have evidence as the motivation for him doing this. But a very strange declaration to be making on the floor of the House, both for security reasons about not publicizing threats and because of the fact that he's currently being investigated by federal authorities for a bunch of different pretty serious crimes. Let me know your thoughts. You can find me on Twitter @DPackman. We'll take a break, and we have a lot coming up for you today. If you follow me on social media, you know I love growing my own food in my backyard garden, and our sponsor, Lettuce Grow, has made growing food at home simpler than ever. The Lettuce Grow Farm Stand is a vertical stand that can be inside or outside, where you can grow over 200 varieties of fruits and vegetables. The farm stand waters and fertilizes itself. It does all the work for you. You can grow up to 36 plants at a time. Lettuce Grow sends you the seedlings, and then your food is ready to eat in 4 to 6 weeks. I've had a great experience with the Lettuce Grow Farm Stand. I've been growing delicious tomatoes, strawberries, eggplant. It only takes up 4 square feet, fits anywhere. I can move it around. Very, very easy. Growing your own food is so rewarding. Lettuce Grow makes it easy for anyone, and Lettuce Grow is giving my audience $50 off the farm stand. Just go to lettucegrow.com/Pacman and use the code Pacman. The link is down below.